Right, well, good. Well, the message this week is about personal power again. Like I said, I don't know. When I start typing this stuff, it was 2:30, and I said, oh, my goodness, I was working on writing an article, and I said, you know, the show is going to start in an hour and a half. I need to, like, get something down. So, you know, as I usually do, I sit in front of the typewriter, and I wonder what in the heck is going to happen. And but every single time, something really cool comes out. So anyway, this is what the messages are. You ready for this, Amanda?
Yes, off you go.
Okay, here we go. Well, here we are again, dear ones. Ken and Amanda want to continue the discussion on self-empowerment. Now, Ken thought it was very funny last week when our message was about stepping into your power. Immediately after that, the switchboard lit up with callers who wanted Amanda to tell them about their future. Well, this is very understandable. For what is the first thing you think of when someone tells you that you should step out onto your own path and into your own power? Well, you want to know whether it's the right path. And here's a little secret. Any path you take is the right path. Now, Ken thinks this is, quote, typical New Age bullshit, but we tell Ken that he needs to lighten up. That's exactly what I was thinking when I wrote that. Because I thought, oh, God, here we go again. I've read so many of these messages, and they all say, you know, love, love, light, light. You know, I mean, they're wonderful, they're inspiring, but sometimes I get a little tired of it. I want nitty-gritty, you know? So I was thinking, oh, this is just going to be more crap.
So they read your mind, Ken.
They read my bloody mind, and they told me, which is true, it's true, I do need to lighten up. And I did, and so I just kept on going. All right. So, and they continue. Any path you take is the right one, because you learn from any steps you take forward in life. The worst thing you can do is sit back and do nothing. For if you make no decisions, hoping the universe will bring you something good, what you will get is something fuzzy. In order for thought to coalesce and allow the law of vibration and the law of attraction to respond strongly and to go to work for you, you must make a firm decision. A firm decision is like a powerful magnet that draws more thought to it. A wishy-washy decision, a weak or vacillating orientation, will result in no buildup of power and energy around those thoughts. What will happen, of course, is that more and more wishy-washy thoughts and vibrations will be attracted. Then you will say that you are stuck. Well, we tell you that the best thing you can do for yourself is to decide what you want firmly and strongly. This will begin your journey along your personal path to power. This path may lead you in a different direction than you are taking right now. It may lead to new friends or a new job or a different way of looking at the world. That's because when you make a firm decision, you are focused more narrowly and more strongly. Information specific to your needs comes through to you more clearly, while extraneous information is automatically filtered out. That is how the senses of the human body operate. Did you know that? The human eye sees visible light, and the very tiniest band of electromagnetic radiation, dear ones. The human ear only recognizes vibrations from 20 cycles per second to around 20,000 cycles per second, and anything outside this range is automatically blocked out and excluded. So, as we said last week, the narrower your focus, the more clearly you receive. When you want to hear the radio broadcast on 97.1 FM, you must tune precisely to that frequency. But what if I make the wrong decision, is what human beings always ask. Well, the way to quickly discover whether your decision is the right one is to check your emotional gauge. Does what you have decided fire you up? If so, then you are on the right path. Now, just because there is anxiety does not mean that you have made the wrong decision. The professional football player, for example, feels very nervous and jittery before the big game. Some of them might even feel nauseous. But does that mean that they are doing the wrong thing? No. That nervousness or sickness is on top of a decision and a desire that is drawing a tremendous amount of creative energy into the body and into the energy field. Sometimes there is so much of it that even a tiny little bit of resistance causes an inordinate excitation of the body's meridians of energy. But this is not a bad thing. If you ask the anxious football player whether he is in the right place, he will answer emphatically yes, because he wouldn't miss that rush of creative energy for anything in the world. The game of American football is considered violent by some, but what it really is a gathering of beings who are letting in a tremendous amount of chi. Every one of these players is literally a dynamo of energy, accepting and releasing it onto the football field. That is why the stands are filled every week. The people come to be around these magnificent dynamos and feel their power. That power gets transferred into the crowd, and they become dynamos as well. Soon the stadium is at a very high level of resonance and excitement indeed. The athletes are people with extremely high electrical conductivity and acceptance of energy, and they love hanging around with others of similar power. Professional athletes are simply those who have very little resistance to the flow of energy through their bodies. They have learned to simply go with it and let it take them to new physical heights of vibrational resonance. Coordination is ease of movement, and ease of movement results from acceptance and non-resistance. Now, isn't that interesting? Acceptance and non-resistance is precisely what your wise ones have been telling you to do for thousands of years. True acceptance and non-resistance leads to power, dear ones, tremendous power. But first, you have to be focused on something specific. Ken says that Swami Muktananda once said that the reason he achieved a higher state of awareness was simply that he kept God constantly in the forefront of his consciousness. That is focus. Whether it is enlightenment you seek, or to be more proficient at a sporting activity, or to find success in anything you do, choose. Make a firm decision and watch the universe respond. Now, is it incorrect to ask another for help or advice? Of course not. All of us need mentors. Every human being has mentors. Every one of you is surrounded by what you might call a phalanx of angelic supporters. Consciousness is not divided up into containers or units, dear ones. Consciousness created the entire universe and everything in it, and the cells of your body are composed of it. Non-physical personalities exist, but these personalities are aspects or extension of an awareness that is so magnificent that it is impossible to explain in words. You are all physical aspects of this magnificent awareness. Each human being is narrowly focused in a body on Earth. Your senses exclude all but a narrow range of vibration, as we've said before. But you have the inherent ability to broaden your focus to include God or Spirit, as did Swami Muktananda and other wise ones throughout your history. You also have the ability to narrowly focus on anything specific. Now, here is the amazing thing that happens when you focus. Your awareness and scope of influence expands. In other words, you find a broader state of awareness and influence by first focusing specifically on something. Let's take an example. Our friend, who we will call Sophia, is unemployed and has no idea what to do with the rest of her life. She has recently arrived from China and has no friends, no contacts. For her, the possibilities are endless, but she has nowhere to start, and she can't make up her mind how to begin. Well, all she has to do is decide on one thing and go with that. Now, our friend is good at figures and has a very logical mind, so she decides to take up accounting. This is something she has never considered before, but she makes up her mind to do it. She works hard, takes some classes, and graduates with a BA. Now she is ready to go out into the world. One of her friends who graduated the semester before recommends her to their company, and she applies and gets a job. Not an important job, but a job. She works hard and is soon given more responsibilities. Her scope of authority increases, and so does her responsibilities and her pay. Now, this is actually based on a true story. What happens is that focus or intent creates a magnetic attractor that allows thought forms to come together to form a more powerful platform of attraction. The universe then goes to work giving you more, so you become more powerful. Now, what if our friend decides that the accounting job is not for her? Does she have to start all over? Now, this is the exciting part, dear ones. You do not have to start over. Yes, you might have to shift gears and go along a different path, but you have already built up a powerful magnetic attractor around yourself. You are, in other words, already generating a powerful signal to the universe, even if you decide to go in a different direction. Your signal might now be directed to a accounting job, but it can easily be redirected to something else, like music, for example. Our friend the accountant decides that what she has really wanted all along was to express herself through music. She really didn't know that before, and even if she did, she would have been too afraid to do it. But now that she has gotten her feet wet, now that she has chosen a path, she can pick up that piano and begin to play again. She forms a band part-time, informs all of her friends at the old job, and soon she has a following. Meanwhile, our indecisive friend, 4 years later, is still wondering what she should do with her life. The universe is not giving her any direction. Dear ones, the universe only tells you what you want to hear. Only by making a firm decision can the universe respond to you in the way that you desire. That decision begins a snowballing process that expands your awareness and influence. So the message this week is that the path to personal power begins with a decision. And the easiest way to make a decision is to find a desire. However, we know that many of you don't know what you really want. Well, our accounting friend didn't know what she really wanted either, but she simply made a decision anyway. She got out of the dugout, as Ken says, and stepped up to the plate. All it took was to firmly decide one way or the other. She created a path for herself and walked down it, even though she wasn't sure it was the right path. Well, then she decided that the path she chose wasn't her true path, but made the amazing discovery that her efforts weren't wasted, because she was now a more powerful attractor for what she wanted in life. That's why any path you choose is a good path. Your logical minds make the mistake of thinking too linearly. Well, if the path I choose turns out to be the wrong one, then I've just completely wasted my time, you say. You believe that this means that you must start all over again. And so you do. You destroy the attractor you've built by pulling in your energy, when all you had to do was simply reorient yourself. The car that is traveling at 60 miles an hour can go in a different direction. All it needs is a little space to turn around. You have total control over your thoughts, your intention, and what the universe will bring to you as a result. Use your intention and your focus to make a firm decision. Begin somewhere, and you will discover that whatever path you choose will eventually lead you to the best possible outcome. And that was it. And I was kind of really excited at that point, and it just stopped. That was the message.